Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we are going to reveal something that I've been in the works in for quite a while, which is the Farmall 560. Before we do, let's just kind of go through everything real quick. So right here, we've got, this is a 19, probably 30s or 40s, early 40s, 30s, Ward's Hawthorne bike. It's a Montgomery Ward's brand. This was my grandfather's bicycle. This was my first restoration ever, and then I revisited it last year to finish it. So this is one. I've got this that I did last year. This is a Radio Flyer wagon. That was a fun restoration. There was, obviously it's kind of in the shed, but the Honda TRX 200. This John Deere number 44 moldboard plow, and then the reconstruction of this McCormick Deering, and I'm not sure the year on it, binder, corn binder. There are many more machines yet awaiting restoration, like the 461 cultivator and the number 5 caster mower, which is also known as the sickle bar mower. But let's go over probably the biggest accomplishments in there. Let's start off with my first tractor restoration. Right here. This is a 1950 John Deere Model A tractor. This is a gasoline only model. It's got the power troll, batteries under the seat. It was a later model, one of the best ones they made. I got this tractor going about almost 5 years ago. And then it took about 3 years to get it working right. Finally restored it on the last year. And so this was the first tractor I restored, and it still holds up today. Later that year, I also decided I want to do a second one, which was this one. This is a 1938 Farmall F20, the oldest tractor still around on our farm. This tractor was bought brand new by my great-grandfather. He bought it, and this was a loader tractor for a while. It was a row crop tractor, and then in the 80s, it got parked for about 40 years, and it never ran again. Seized up. It just got moved from building to building. Well, I finally tore the motor apart. Found out cylinder number 2 was all seized and rusted up, so I ended up going through rebuilding the whole motor, redoing the head, everything. I also swapped out the gears in the transmission with gears from a faster transmission right here. This right here was a second transmission we had for the F20. And then I'm gonna turn my camera around here and show you something else I did. Now, because it had a loader on it, it had this, which was the Farmall, which is the International Harvester Lift All hydraulic system. I plumbed in a hydraulic remote in the back, so that way this tractor is hydraulic ready, so we can use it for hydraulics. And as you can see, it's all plumbed in and it runs right there. So this tractor, the only things left to do to it, I'd like to try and find a taller front bolster axle, so that way I can raise the front of the tractor up, make it level. Besides that, this tractor is good to go. It runs great. But yeah, this one probably took the most mechanical repair to get going. While the A John Deere was loose, didn't need any rebuilding. It needed carb work, mag work. Rear axle had to be completely rebuilt, torn apart. And I did that in the span of about a month. And then, you know, just a bunch of odds and ends just to make it working right. All right, you guys ready? So the 560, which I'm standing right next to here, the 560 was never broke down for any long periods of time. The 560 did, though, have a few issues. It quit charging its battery at one point. It had some ignition upgrades done to it and an alternator upgrade done to it too, just like the A John Deere back there. Well, this tractor quit charging. It just kind of got parked in the shed for the longest period of time. In late 2019, I decided I wanted to get this tractor going. So I got it going. We had to get the starter redone and a bunch of other things. And then we noticed, oh, well, we got to figure out the charging issue. So we never could figure out. One time I was fiddling around with some stuff on it, and an old corroded splice sparked. Like, oh, heck yeah. So we put a new splice in, tractor started charging. It's worked ever since. It's had a few things I've had to repair on it, a few gaskets, a few leaks. I had to redo some stuff on the hitch. just a bunch of, routine things. Well, this year I decided I wanted to restore this tractor and finish off the collection restoration. You guys have seen it up until now. Are you guys ready for the finished product? All right, let's show you. All right, in 3, 2, 1. There she is, guys. The 1962 Farmall 560. Bought brand new by my grandpa. He bought this tractor, and it was the primary workhorse for a long time. This thing has had over about 10,000 hours on at least 3 different motors, on like 2 different tachometers. Pretty cool. But yeah. So as you guys see now, all 3 tractors have been restored. The white turned out pretty good on this tractor. I like the accents of colors that I put on the tractor. A John Deere and the F20. Now, let's put these tractors away. All right, let's start off with this tractor, also known as the F20. Make sure it's in neutral, set the... All right, it should start right up. Now, one thing I want to tell you guys about these F20s, you never ever want to just grab the crank and just turn it over as many times. I've had to do that a couple times in the past, but it's not something I want to do. It was when I was trying to test and prime this tractor back when I was having issues. But now that it runs the way it should, I only have to crank it the way it needs to be done. You don't want to, otherwise you can hurt yourself if it kicks back. And you always want to hold your thumb on the back side of your hand. Now, you brought gas up. Almost. Like that. All right, let's put her in. All right, let the thing run out of fuel. And she is off. All right, next tractor. All right, now the John Deere is pretty simple. All you got to do is turn on your key, make sure it's in neutral. All right, that's it. Let's go take care of the 560. And one more thing I want to leave with you guys. Yes, there is silver overspray on the rear tires. I covered this in another video, but for those of you that are still wondering, I decided not to take these off. I'm still going to remove this. Don't worry. I will remove that silver paint. Plus, these tires aren't the permanent ones. They're going to be on here anyway. Eventually, my plan is to replace these along with the John Deere, so don't complain to me about it. I've had people do that before, so I know what I did, and I did it for a reason. Just made it easier. So, front tires, though, I taped off, because those are brand new. All right, let's start her up, take her for a drive. All right, let's turn the key on. Let's put her in second gear. Amplifier. Alright, now let's do the old famous rever up. Put her in fourth. By the way, I put a spinner knob on her too. Oh yeah. The old narrow front narrow turn. gas. There we go. Now, why did I shut the gas off on this thing? Well, because this tractor, the carb seeps a little bit of gas, even though I rebuilt it. And so I put that cardboard in just to catch any gas, because paint, I just want to make sure it's at least cured a month before I let gas get on that paint. So, all right, shut the doors. And I need to go do the other one too. All right. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We will see you in the next one.